So even putting ethics aside, you know, if your strategy is just, let me call my friend, then you've not really shown.
It means
that was
of the 2 days.
See, if you look at that particular case, that was a failed sales they made, and they were able to even sell it to the man without receiving the money back.
Yes.
So the money,
yes.
The money is in Takrady.
so you even put Tigo products at risk because the man is in Takrady.
So he never got a.
You never got a fiscal
No,
cash
he got the
until
cash
it's
after the sale.
And it wasn't mentioned at
It's
all.
for me, it's frightening. It's really unsafe. It's unfortunate because it goes against everything that this program is trying to achieve. Does it mean that people think that they can get on the challenge and do anything to win? So I think we need to send a clear statement to them that this is not on. Now that, you know, you have clarified everything associated with this one, they have to get a clear statement.
We want to, even if we have to evict these two, even if you have to evict these two people, it should be our decision, not just because they have told us. We should have reasonable grounds. Yes, and that's why we are probing. That's why we are doing all this.
In fact, last year there were situations in which the recommendations that came were one way. After we spoke to the people, we overturned some of. So it's not just to rubber stamp. Definitely not.
For us explaining everything, because without that, then we didn't have to explain anything. So I think the explanation is also based on how we came to these people and the why and other things like that.
So this is just a recommendation
It's a
based on our
recommendation.
interaction with them about 3 or 4 times. Yes.
You can.
So this is a ascending or descending order.
Shall we retire to the boardroom?
Yes.
Welcome back. Finally, it's time for the eviction. Our board members are seated. Our candidates are just outside the hall, waiting to enter the boardroom to find out whether they will stay in the show or whether they would go home. Right from the start of the show, I implored you to send a text of your favorite candidate's name to Tigo short code 1750 and keep them in the competition. I hope you did. If you did, let's hope it pays off. If you didn't, let's take a cue from today and send that text of his or her name to Tigo short code 1750 and keep them for the ultimate prize. Let's bring in our candidates. So welcome to our boardroom. You ready for the eviction? Yeah. You are. So earlier today, I told you who your board members are. I'd like you to introduce yourselves to them as well, one after the other.
Efuma, Araba,
Enoch. Ofe.
Sandra, Catherine,
Emmanuel,
Elom,
Dorinda,
Anastasia,
Michael, and Joseph.
Okay, so now you've introduced yourself. So far, we've done about 2 major tasks. One was a profiling in which you told us about yourselves and the whole story of your life. And then the second was a sales task in which we put you to a selling test. Here, the board members are going to take a decision on how well you've performed so far and decide who stays in and who goes home. As you'd realize, you are standing in your various groups for the sales task. And so members of the board will have some 15 minutes for you to have a general interaction with them and find out what they've learned so far. When I return, they would be coming with me in groups. And for each group, you decide who you want to keep in the challenge house and who you want to put up for eviction. Your candidates.
Hi. How are you doing? You're all looking so wonderful. What have you been doing with yourselves?
So far, we've been taken through a lot of tasks and we've been made to go through exercises that really bring out what I believe we had before we came here. Only that some of us didn't realize that we were made to bring out those gigs in the form of performing tasks and working in teams.
How's the house?
We are really having fun. We have different groups for cooking, for cleaning, and sometimes after a hard day's work, we dance, we laugh, and we're happy.
How are you dealing with the reality of being confronted with your weakness? Weaknesses that you probably knew about but were hiding or you didn't even know about.